Today, update 6, Angels of the Host Army Painting Challenge. Welcome, host! And I'm gonna have to move back to the table here probably the next episode or two because I want to slam. There's nothing here to hit, right? I'm basically standing up, so I've got nothing to hit other than my knees, and this thing weighs probably 15 pounds. So hitting myself with a solid block of wood that weighs 15 pounds would not be smart. All right. Update number 6, which makes this week number 7 of the very first ToA Angels, Angels of the Hosts Army Painting Challenge. Yes, there will be more in the future. I had what's called a life week. Basically, life got in my way. And the fact is I didn't get a whole lot done. But I just talked to Maurice and he didn't get a whole lot done. And I just talked to Randon and he didn't get a whole lot done. So we have a whole week of all of us not getting a whole lot done. 2 weeks ago, my excuse was they launched Lost Ark and I lost myself in a video game. This week, I had a bunch of meetings, a lot of stuff that chewed into my normal allocated painting time. And unfortunately, I just did not separate out additional painting time, right? I got some time in yesterday, I got some time in earlier today. I'm gonna put some time in after I'm done filming this video, but I only got work done on my noise boys, right? So the noise marines, and I didn't get like a whole lot of finish work done, but basically the foundation for everything for all 5 of those models has been laid. Also, I changed kind of my plan as usual with Cypher. I was looking at some reference photos in regards to how I wanted to paint him, and I saw a picture, and I'll show that right now. And that's what I want to use as reference to paint Cypher because I love that color palette. It is fantastic. And so Cypher is going to get some changes in regards to what he looks like right now. So I'm not going to approach him because I know I'm not going to get him done inside of these 2 weeks. I'm actually going to put some time into him. So I'm going to really focus on getting the Noise Boys, the Chosen, and my Hellbrute done here the next 2 weeks. So let's take a quick look at what I've done. We'll take a look at Mo and Randon's progress, and then we'll hit that wrap as usual. All right, back to that top-down overview squad look. So I have yet to actually figure out a way that I really want to do this properly, so bear with me. This is just kind of the easiest, most simple way. I basically set my camera up on the tripod in front of my desk and point it downwards. So I was doing some work obviously before. The wet palette is still wet paint. See, wet paint. But again, this is the just so you guys are aware, this is the exemplar wet palette, and it has been decorated sticker wise and, you know, ozzed up. But I really actually like this wet palette. It performs very, very well. It's got a pretty big surface, and I got 0 complaints, which, you know, unlike my Stay Wet palette, I hated that thing. The Army Painter palette, I love that thing, but it's really small, so it has small working space. This has a good size working space, and it works phenomenally. All right, Noise Boys and Cypher. Well, Cypher, you know, Cypher obviously, I don't know if he's any different. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I don't know if it's any different than what I showed last time. I don't remember, but I actually don't think I've touched him at all this week. You know, I worked some shadows into his cloak, and then I basically pulled up a bunch of imagery for reference, and then I found this image that I showed you guys earlier, and I was like, oh, that's amazing. That's how I'm going to paint him, so that's going to change things considerably. So Cypher is basically taking kind of a back seat to this whole process because he's going to get reworked. So this week I only got the base foundation blockage done, right? All of the blacks and all of any other color that I'm going to do outside of purple or, well, purple with these guys. So I love this color, right? English khaki or English uniform, right? Basically they're roughly the same color. I use either one of them interchangeably, right? I love the Vallejo model and I love the Andrea. I just happen to have, they always sit right next to my paint shaker, and I use them for a lot of undercoat color, right? They provide a really solid base for red, a really solid base for gold, a really solid base for bone, and a really solid base for anything that is in the ivory, cream, or even white, warm white color spectrum. So I use those two colors a lot. Now they don't get the same love that blue tone from Yarn Painter gets, but they get used substantially, quite a bit. Now, as you can see, I have, like I said, blocked out a ton of things. So shoulder pad being a good example here. Well, I'm going to drop him down and zoom in just a little bit more. There we go. So shoulder pad being a good example, right? The demon's face there, surrounded by purple. The teeth obviously will be bone, but that demon's face will be a flesh, obviously a flesh color, and it'll get blended in with that purple. That brown, that khaki, allows me to do that. So a lot of the cabling I have planned to do in red, so it got the khaki. The skeletal bone stuff, right? There's a guy here actually that has a lot of bone as part of his overall initial look, right? His face and essentially the black that I did on everybody else's helmet, I'm going to do bone on this guy. This guy is basically going to get a lot of bone treatment. The face, however, or the little mouth that I sculpted up there, that will get done, obviously lips and tongue in red. But again, the brown does a really good job at actually providing a solid base color for the reds. And so again, the blacks and the browns were done. Yes, there were some intentional colors left off. This guy here, I actually found a huge gap right there where that black is. I actually had to green stuff that. His arm separated away from him when it dried, and I wasn't going to crack it off and redo everything because all the paint work would require being redone. It was just easier to fill that little area with green stuff, paint it over with black. It'll get painted over just like his gauntlet will, with that khaki brown to make the gloves a leather look. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do quite yet with the blasters in regards to, metallicizing them, I guess, making them metallic. If I'm going to if I'm going to bake them at all, if I'm going to make them metallic at all. So I don't know yet. But I did all of the fiddly work, which is foundation work for these guys. And it actually is rather time consuming. It's not that I didn't have, or put in some time. It's just that I didn't have as much time as I wanted to put in with these guys. So that's what I have done for this week. Basic foundation work, blacks, and the khaki brown for the Noise Boys. With that, let's take a look at what the other guys have done and then hit that wrap.
Hey everybody, this is Maurice. I just wanted to give you an update on my not progress this week. Unfortunately, I'm taking the first big loss, big zero for the week of any of the three of us, and just couldn't get anything done. Been scrambling with work and kids and projects for Adepticon, and so it just fell off my plate, unfortunately. So I'll take a loss this week and make it up to Derek somehow. Adepticon prep's going really well at the same time. I'm going to be playing in the Titanicus event, and so I've got my VGO Lysanda that I've been working on for a little while now. There we go. Those are coming along. I've got my Arena Rex, which I haven't really touched, but I'm going to get sort of the bare minimum ready to go there. Some Fury, I believe they're called. Crisis Protocol, on Sunday I'm going to do the single affiliation event, and so I've been working on some X-Men I think I'm going to do, and so I've got a few more characters that I want to fill out that 10 single affiliation list with, and then I've been just really like binging on Bushido as well, getting a list ready for Adepticon, and then assembling a ton of stuff. So basing and assembling all this random stuff that I'm going to keep working on. So no progress, unfortunately, on the Angels of the Host Challenge. My bad. Apologies to my two fellow competitors, fellow painters, and we'll get back to it next week. Thanks.
Hi there, yous gits! Grimmy here for another instalment of Angel Host Challenge. Update number 6. Only got one hand, so 5 and 1, that's 6. Ha! Right, this week what we work on, well, you can see in the background right here. We worked on the Clagger. That's Rockpit Garrock's personal death dread. Oh, he's such a great model. What we did with this guy, we got him all primed up on black, and then we airbrushed some metallic on him. Different colours of metallics because we's orcs, we don't care about the colours. And then, after that, we started spraying on some different oranges for rust colours. Right then, let's get a little look closer at him. There he is. Oh, look at him, the Clagger. He's looking good. Next step, we're going to get the blues on him, and then we'll work on the rest. But oh, that's such a great start. Such a great model. Right, the tank busters, well, we're going to stall on those boys. We're going to have to get working on those. But yeah, that's where we at. We got 6 weeks. We got 2 weeks left. So boys, we got to do it. We got to push forward. We got to be strong. We got to go hard. Let's do this. Whoa!
And that wrap! Alright, so I know during the intro I probably fibbed a little bit saying I'm standing up. Technically I am standing up, but I lean on this little high bench, right? So this high bench is what I use when I do my spraying for, or when I'm on the airbrush station doing some airbrushing. So I usually always have one leg up, and I did have my hammer resting on one leg. So I can't technically slam my hammer down on my leg, but again, it's 15 pounds of solid wood, and I don't want to break anything. I'm an old man, and healing takes time. But, okay, so we saw my progress in the Noise Boys. We talked about Cypher and what's going on with him and how things are going. So, talking to Randon and Mo brought up a good point. He and I will be at Adepticon the last week of this challenge. So we're going to extend the challenge 1 week. It gives Randon an extra week of time. Doesn't give Mo and I an extra week of time. It just basically means that we're taking the final week and we're moving it to the following week because him and I will both be in Chicago. And so there will be an update during that week. I'm going to actually get together with Mo and film, and I do expect Randon to actually put a project update video together so we can see what he did. Mo and I will probably just do a hey, hi, hello type thing at Adepticon. But as you saw, Mo's got a whole lot of stuff going on, and a ton of paint work has been done by that guy. So he gets a complete pass, right? I'm 100% okay with where he's at. I also have an Adepticon an Adepticon project that I'm gonna try to get done. Basically, it's a little kill team, 2 Adeptus Custodes and 5 Sisters of Silence. But I haven't even cut them off the sprue yet, so that is probably not going to happen. Let's just face facts. Unless I drill down and do nothing but model and paint for the next week and a half, I'm going to be hard-pressed to get this project done by the deadline. So, with that, the next update, we will hopefully have a ton more done because I'm going to try to buckle down and get a whole bunch of stuff done during the week as opposed to focusing most of my time on Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. So I'm going to spread it out a little bit. I do try to paint 1 hour every single night, but a good portion of my block time is Thursday and Friday nights after I work out Thursday. Usually it's 3 or 4 hours, and then Friday night it is usually 3 or 4 hours after dinner. And so I'm going to add some block time probably every day this coming week and make sure that I get caught up. Because last week, like I said, I had a life happens week, meetings, and a bunch of random stuff that cut into my normal paint time. But, man, we are really kind of behind the gun, so we'll see what we can't get done. And with that, as always, thanks for joining me. We'll see you next week. Oh, yeah, all right. Where's the hammer? Gotta have the hammer. Man, I really gotta have the hammer.